Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock, Drogheda. The BBC recently reported that sociologists and anthropologists are fascinated by something that is practiced in Sweden, which is called having a small weekend. That basically it's common practice among many Swedes to meet in the middle of the week. Get together on, say, a Wednesday night with friends to have a meal together and a time of friendship and fellowship. And the idea is that having that in the middle of the week makes the working week seem less long. It just sort of breaks it up a little bit. It helps people keep better mental health, particularly in the dark winters, enables people to be more productive, more fulfilled, more satisfied with their lives. Well, that's all very interesting, but that's something that the Church of Jesus Christ has known for centuries. That's why most churches, as well as having Sunday services, have midweek events. It might be a midweek praise meeting or a Bible study or a prayer meeting or something else, because we all need that little bit extra during the week to keep us going. I know the church that I pastor in Drogheda, even during this period of lockdown, we have our online Sunday service and we have an online midweek service. Why? Because we need to keep people built up, and even if it's only through a screen and through the internet, keeping the Church of Jesus Christ and the people of God connected and fitting together. Now, there is a move today in many cultures away from that, even in the church, that people are concentrating more and more on having the big mega church, big Sunday service, and that to be the be-all and end-all of church experience. But actually, we need more than that. If church is truly to be a place of connection, a place of fellowship, a place of building one another up, and a place that helps sustain us through our daily activities and keep us connected with God and the rest of the church during the week, then that midweek meeting serves a tremendously important purpose. You know, frequent studies have been carried out in many different cultures of the world that show that the more people gather together for worship, the better health they tend to enjoy, the more satisfied they tend to be in their marriages, they live longer, they're less prone to catch many different kinds of conditions and illnesses. In fact, the more people attend worship services, the more often they attend worship services, the more likely they are to be productive members of their community. The more likely they are to give to charities, not just the church is a charity, but other charities and secular, non-religious charities as well. The more often people are to go to worship services, the more likely they are to be the kind of people that volunteer for helping out with children's sports teams and charitable efforts in their local community. You know, you've maybe often heard a statistic said that Christians are just as likely to get divorced as non-Christians. And that's actually an urban legend, because what it's not about whether you say you're religious or not religious. The key factor is this: the more often that a married couple worships God together, the less likely they are to be divorced. There is just something so powerful and so beneficial in blessing to be able to worship God with other people. That's why during a time of lockdown such as we're in now, we've really got to try to use every resource that's available through online and technology to be connected with others and not to become isolated. And my prayer is this: that when we come out of this lockdown, and I'm praying this will be the last lockdown we have to go through in Ireland, that there's light at the end of the tunnel now. But I'm praying for this, that when we have the opportunity to meet together as the church, we will not take it for granted. We will cherish our times of fellowship, not just on a Sunday, but in Bible studies and midweek gatherings and everything else. May God help us to do that. In the meanwhile, may God help us to be connected to one another in whatever means or through whatever media we can. May God sustain you today. May God bless you today. May you know that other Christians love you and are praying for you today. And please join us again tomorrow for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.